Hello friends, welcome to what seems to be almost a yearly recurring theme on this channel. I bought the new spinning wheel, let's check it out. Now, this might be the very last time that I do this video. Because, friends, I have found her. I have found her, the dream. This is a Majacraft Suzie Pro. And this Majacraft comes with two flyers, one regular flyer, one for art yarn, and 4 bobbins and a second drive band. And all that for less than half of what she is worth new. And can you imagine that she was for sale at literally 10 minutes from my office? I cannot believe my luck. I have told you in last year's Tour de Vlies that I was dreaming about a wheel like this. The very smooth double treadle action wheels that just feel or that look like they are a dream to spin on. So let's put that theory to the test, shall we? Is she the wheel to replace all wheels? But don't worry, I'm not literally going to replace all of my wheels. Probably. And for my very special wheel, I want to go with some very special fiber. This is some fiber that an American fiber friend of mine sent to me for last year's Distaff Day exchange that I host on my Patreon. And it's Teeswater BFL X Wensleydale X Cotswold CVM. The sheep's name is Willow. And this is just, I don't know, this is so soft. I've been keeping this fiber like as extra special fiber for an extra special occasion, and I think the occasion is now. So I've just outfitted this wheel with the regular flyer. This is my very first spin on her. I think I just want to spin a very default, comfortable yarn, just to feel the wheel, to get to know her a little bit. I'm not immediately going for the art yarn flyer and all the amazing things that she can do today. It is just like getting to know one another. Now, the really cool thing about these Majacraft wheels, or Majacraft, I don't actually know how to say it, and why I wasn't just dreaming of the double treadle expansion for my Ashford traditional is the fact that there are so many ratios on this, both on the drive wheel, this beautiful green drive wheel, like, have you seen the colors, the aesthetic? On the drive wheel, as I said, but also on this, on the whirls. Very many different grooves that you just can combine and really fine-tune the speed at which you want to go. And this makes that this wheel does everything, or at least that's what's promised. I think the previous owner was more of an art yarn spinner than just regular garment yarn spinner, as I'm more a regular garment yarn spinner. So this flyer seems completely unused. All the bobbins have no leaders, but the one that comes with the art yarn flyer does. So let's attach as a leader. Let's take off our shoes, both of them this time. Oh, I didn't attach the flyer well enough. Stuff that happens when you work with a new wheel for the very first time. Now, if you are currently worried that I might be suffering from a condition called gear acquisition syndrome, GAS for short, well, that is not an invalid concern. I don't know if you have been keeping count, but this is my 6th wheel, and I have been spinning just under 5 years. So that's more than 1 wheel per year. Maybe it's a good idea to just introduce you to all of my wheels shortly. This was my very first wheel. This is a Toika Irene and I have called her Bernadette. She is a thin spinning queen. I even have a custom-made Jan Zandbelt bobbin for her. Jan Zandbelt is like world champion of spinning thin yarn. So she is a double drive vintage wheel of finish making. If I said that the Majacraft is the wheel to replace all wheels, no, it will never replace this wheel. This will stay with me forever and ever and ever. Never ever am I selling this one. I really love her. She is, you know, if I want sock yarn, this baby, she does it, no fuzz. My second ever wheel is this one, a Werneking Delft. Workhorse, very heavy. It's an Irish tension wheel. You know, I don't reach for her as much. I am actually currently in the process of seeing if one of my friends wants her to learn how to spin, because for that she would be great. She's a very good beginner wheel. Her name is Rachel, by the way. Very big orifice, does all the things that you want from a sturdy, you know, mid-range wheel. It's just that all of my other wheels do exactly the same thing as she does, so not one that I gravitate towards anymore. So that's why maybe in the future she's moving to my friend. This could be the most familiar wheel to all of you. This is my Luet S71 named Gillian. It currently has Project Honor because, well, this is the wheel I actually use the most. All my Tour de Fleeces, this is my race bike. She is fast, she is comfortable, she does everything I want. I love her. Again, just like Bernadette, never ever 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 is this wheel going to get sold. I just love her so much. The S71 is a wheel made out of pure oak wood. She just looks amazing. She spins amazing. She's mine forever. And this large lady over here is Christine. It's an Ashford traditional, which you probably will also have seen quite a number of times on this channel. Just spins beautifully. I love her. She's outfitted with a jumbo flyer. She's always has been from when I bought her from her previous owners. I also have a jumbo flyer with extra ratios, but never ever have I used it because she just spins yarn exactly the way I want her to, exactly as she is configured right now. She does have a tendency to blow up her bobbins because she's quite old. Like all my wheels, she's secondhand and very vintage. But my Christine and I, we have a good relationship. We have many adventures. And then this was my last purchase before now the Majacraft. This is a Luet S40, a Luet headbox. This is my travel wheel, because as you see, well, where's the wheel? It's all nicely in a box. This is great for when you need to go somewhere and you want something portable. Those were the 5 wheels that, yeah, I bought over less than 5 years of spinning. And now there is the 6th, the Majacraft. Oh, by the way, didn't tell you, this one is named Abby. So as I said, all of my spinning wheels, including this Majacraft, are vintage secondhand. All of secondhand marketplaces online. I just really like the feeling of buying them secondhand, of giving a spinning wheel an extra lease on life. I've never felt really inclined to buying spinning wheels new, even though that was probably the easiest way to get my dream wheel. I have been dreaming of owning a Majacraft for a couple of years now. I have seen some on secondhand sites, but either they were like nearly in France and I am nearly in the Netherlands, and yeah, wasn't going to do that. But now that one appeared in my city, I pounced like a tiger. And yeah, now this Majacraft gets a new lease on life in my studio. I have just finished my first bobbin with what I gauge is approximately half of the cloud of fluff that I have. I think I can talk to you about some first impressions that I have for this Majacraft Suzie Pro spinning wheel. Firstly, I have vastly underestimated how comfortable the double treadle action is. I don't have to think about it. It's so smooth. I don't even feel that I'm treadling. There were people that warned me, quote unquote, that Majacraft wheels could be really heavy, especially to start, that they have heavy drive wheels and that the treadling action is not as smooth and lightweight as it can get. But I'm like, I don't know what your standard is, but have you tried treadling on a Wernicking Delft? Then this is... Am I even treadling? Yeah, it's so smooth. Oh, I am very much in love with this action. I really like it. Yeah, I've been doing the one for years now, and sometimes when I was dreaming about owning a double treadle wheel, I would like do my second foot like that, but it doesn't compare. Like the pressure you have to use with a single treadle with only one leg, that's incomparable to how little pressure you have to use. I have to use now. Yes, I really, really love that. The wheel goes very smooth. Yeah, I like it. Maybe one point that I like not as much is the screw-on flyer action. I'm actually used with all of my other wheels that I can just either twist one of the maidens or just lift off the brake band and I can take off the entire flyer assembly to switch out my bobbins. This screw-on flyer thing is a little bit more hands-on. I think it will need some getting used to. But that's what I would say is the only thing that makes this wheel inferior to all of my other wheels. Everything else is, yes, a little bit superior. Anyway, second bobbin. I shouldn't have waited for the special occasion with this fiber. For now it has been sitting in my stash for over 1.5 years, I think, and the remnants of lanolin actually are getting a little bit sticky. See, this is why you should just spin your pressure things and not leave them to become sticky. Every time that I mention that I find all of my spinning wheels secondhand online, there is someone that will tell me, oh, but this is not possible where I live. I live in Belgium. Canonically, fiber arts is barely alive here. Like, we have 2 fiber festivals for the entire country. It's coming to life more and more, but there's a reason why I only find 6 wheels in 5 years. As I said, there isn't much fiber arts going on just on a regular basis. Like, I think there is as much fiber arts going on in Belgium as there is in the province of Dutch Limburg. Something that I think you have to have is a lot of patience. I think I checked, because I don't know if I will still now that I have my white whale. I checked Tweedehands and Facebook Marketplace practically daily. Also, what I checked were like local spinning groups, because some spinners are smarter than others and just offer their spinning wheels to other spinners daily. I'm telling you, daily for 5 years now, and 6 wheels. So that's not all that much if you think of it, especially like my husband has like 11 guitars in the same time span. If, like me, you live in not a very spinning wheel heavy region, it's mostly the patience and the daily looking for things. There is many a period, like months on end, when I can type in spinning wheel in Facebook Marketplace, put a 90 kilometers radius around my city, and Facebook will tell me. But sometimes it does give results. And sometimes those are great results. Like the Majacraft was in my city. Like I still can't believe it that my white wheel was on walking distance of my office, not being used. There is a great portion of luck involved with these things, because this is a Majacraft. I was not the only one who answered to the advert. No, but I was lucky that I was the first. All my fluff is spun up into the singles. However, clearly I didn't gauge the halfway point very well, so my bobbins aren't balanced. But you know what, that's what a plying bracelet is for, right? Let's start plying, and then I have my first finished yarn on this new to me Suzie. Yes, yes, yes. During my little tour of all the spinning wheels that I own, you might have noticed that all of them have a name. It's Bernadette, Rachel, Jillian, Christine, and Abby. All these names come from my naming convention, which is other YouTubers which I greatly admire. They don't necessarily have to be fiber arts YouTubers, like Abby is an outdoors hiking YouTuber who makes incredible stuff. I really admire them. So naturally, this wheel also needs a name. I'm going to think long and hard about it. However, I must also admit to you that there is a little voice in me that just wants her to be Suzie still. Because, this is going to sound really silly, but my favorite Barbie doll when I was a child was a Suzie. And they were cooler than Barbie, like canonically cooler than Barbie, because they skated like on a skateboard or with inline skates, and they had a helmet and stuff. Yeah, so that's just what the name Suzie reminds me of. We also have a semi-popular Dutch song, Satelliet Suzie.
Satelliet Suzie, telkens als ik u zie.
Which I also think is just a funny song. And maybe this Suzie is just going to stay Suzie. But I would love to hear your input on it as well. Or maybe, do you know, like a really cool YouTuber named Suzie or Suzanne or something in that direction that could like validate my naming convention and still call her Suzie? I know it's a little bit silly to take off yarn from a spinning wheel that, if bought new, is worth more than the mortgage on my house with actual sticks. But nobody can convince me that I need a fancy niddy-noddy when this works. I know that's a completely different mindset than what I have to my spinning wheels, but, you know, I contain multitudes. Ahem. This is some really pretty, fine and consistent yarn that I spun today. Yeah, I am really happy with this. Very happy, very proud. That's good yarn. And now it's time for number weighing. This is approximately 200 meters and 50 grams, fitting nicely into the lowest category, which is lace. So I think that was a thoroughly enjoyable introduction to my new to me wheel. Very lovely yarn that I made with it. Like in an afternoon, I made this in an afternoon. That's production speed almost, 200 meters in an afternoon. Very good, Suzie. One thing that I did notice, like at the end of Plying, she started to protest a little bit. Like right at the very end, there were some really high-pitched screams coming from her. So I think I need to clean her really well. Like I should have done that in the beginning when I got her before I started spinning, but I was just so excited that I started spinning right away. And well, she has been neglected for a while because her previous owner really enjoyed some of her other wheels more, which, I mean, valid. Everyone has their own preferences. So I guess there probably is some dirt and old spinning wheel oil still in there. Yeah, that's going to be my next task. I'm going to clean her up good, oil her up good, and then you will see this wheel in many a coming video, I am sure. I really enjoyed this. I am so glad that I was the first one to react to this advert for this wheel, that I now have it, that my white whale has finally come home. Absolutely stoked with this. If you have a Majacraft Suzie, I would also like to know your experiences with it, and maybe if you have like some neat little tips and tricks that I don't know of yet, that would be great. Anyway, if you like these kind of fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe, but of course that is all up to you. And as for me, I will see you in a next video. But before we do that, maybe you could look at some more spinning shenanigans. Bye! Ah, they just knocked my elbow on the stool.